Welcome back. This is a review before we begin Chapter 8 next week. So we have reviewed collocations, and we are doing workbook review also on page 89. So we left off in the workbook, page 89. Let's continue with write new sentences with a similar meaning. Use an expression from the box. So we're going to go over the pronunciation of these little expressions first. Remember, D-R-E-S-S-E-D, double S, the pronunciation for a suffix is T. Dressed. Everybody? Good. Number 1, get dressed. Next, got divorced. Past tense. Next, got fired. Past tense. Next, take a nap. Habit, present tense. Next, take a trip. Present tense. Next, take notes. Okay, here we go. This is the example. Everyone, you should always write down information during class. What does it mean? You should always take notes during class. Good. So taking notes means writing down information. What does take notes mean? That's right, writing down information. Number 2, Milos and Judy were married, but last month they decided to stop being married. So what does decided to stop being married mean? That's right, get divorced. And it was last month, so it's going to be past tense, got divorced. So what does divorced mean? That's right, stop being married. Number 2, let's read the corrected version. Milos and Judy were married, but last month they decided to get divorced. Good. Remember, read out loud, please. Number 3, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep for a short time. What does sleep for a short time mean? That's right, take a nap. So, if I asked you what does take a nap mean, you would say, that's right, sleep for a short time. I'm asking this and I'm doing this so that you will have the practice of saying these words. Sleep for a short time. Remember, pushing out the last sound of the sound in the word sleep. P, sleep. Okay. Number 4, Harriet used to work for the phone company, but she lost her job last week. So what is another way to say lost her job? That's right, got fired. So if I said to you, what does got fired mean? You would say, that's right, lost her job. So let's read the new version. Everyone, Harriet used to work for the phone company, but she got fired last week. Number 5, it takes Lucy an hour to put on her clothes. What is another way of saying put on her clothes? That's right, get dressed. So if I asked you, what does get dressed mean? You would say, Right. Put on your clothes. Number 6. I'm going to travel to another place next month. What does travel to another place mean? I hope you said take a trip. So if I asked you, what is another way to say take a trip? You would say, that's right, travel to another place. So it's going to be, I'm going to take a trip next month. Okay, so that is the end of the workbook for Chapter 7. We're going to continue reviewing before we begin Chapter 8. I want to make sure that you feel very secure in your pronunciation, feel very secure in your verbs. Now, if you would please go to your Ventures book. And again, this is part 2 of the video. And open to page 8. You will see that it is verbs plus gerunds. Everyone, grammar focus, questions and statements. A gerund is the base form of a verb plus ing. The first example that they use is the word dance. Not sure you can see that. Anyway, D-A-N-C-E, dance. So if you are adding a suffix, and suffix means adding something onto the end of the word. A little noisy. And the opposite of suffix would be prefix. Pre means before. You're going to fix it onto the beginning of the word. But if you have a word and you're adding a suffix, and if a verb, and you're adding a suffix onto it, and it ends in E, what are you going to do? That's right. You're going to drop the E and add ing. So here's the word dance, dancing. Excuse me. So let's read that explanation from the beginning one more time. A gerund is the base form of a verb plus ing. Gerunds often follow verbs that talk about preferences. So we always talk about the fact that in order to express an idea, you use vocabulary words and you arrange them in a sentence in a certain way to say what you mean, because you want to mean what you say. Subject, verb. If you put your vocabulary together and your idea together and you have two verbs, here's the main verb, and then the second verb is either going to be in two forms. It's either going to be a gerund or an infinitive. You're going to put to plus the verb or the verb and ing. So this is the infinitive form. I like to dance. Like, dance, two verbs. Or you're going to create a gerund. Now it's very tricky to try to figure out which one you use. And there's some that can be used either in infinitive form or in a gerund form. So we're going to review that so that when you're writing your compositions, I can see that you understand the difference. So, infinitive to gerund ends in ing. Back to page 8. Let's read the examples. Do you enjoy dancing? So, what are the two verbs here? That's right, enjoy and dance. And one is ing, which is the gerund form. Answer, short answer, yes, I do. Long answer, yes, I enjoy dancing. Subject, I. Who's doing the action? The subject. First verb, enjoy. Second verb, dance. This one is going to end in ing. 1, 2. Okay, the next one. Does he like staying at home? No, he doesn't. Oh, all of a sudden, instead of saying do, it says does. Why? That's right. I hope you said because he, she, or it needs an S. Do, the S on the end of do is does, D-O-E-S. Okay, those are the questions. Now let's do the statements. I love dancing. What are the two verbs? That's right, love and dance. The second one is either an infinitive, to dance, or ing, dancing. I love to dance. I love dancing. So, as you can see, there are certain verbs where you can use both the infinitive and the gerund. The next one, he hates staying home. What are the two verbs? That's right, hate and stay. The negative form of what we just did, he doesn't like dancing. Two things going on here. Do, that's right, does. He needs an S on the verb, even if it's negative. He does not like dancing. Okay, the next one. I don't mind staying home. Mind is the verb, and stay. The second verb, either a gerund, to stay, or, an infinitive, to stay, or a gerund, ing. Choosing between gerunds and infinitives have rules all their own, and it's really just practice. And it is also reading things in English or listening to things in English over and over and over again. And that means every day. So hopefully you're reading something in English every day, even when you're not, especially when you're not in class. The other way to hear things is to watch something on TV, an English movie, but really the easiest thing is to watch the Weather Channel or to listen to the news and then listen carefully to the weather section of the news. That's usually in the middle or at the end of the news. I would like to suggest that you watch a local weather station, channel 2, channel 5, channel 10, and listen to the weather. That's the homework, in addition to finishing your composition about how technology is helping you stay at home during this pandemic. Okay. So the next part says, gerunds often follow these verbs: avoid, enjoy, like, mind, dislike, hate, love, prefer. Notice, these are all preferences. These are all things that you either like or don't like, which is what preferences are. I prefer to do this. I prefer not to do that. So since we've already done this, we're going to reread just to kind of cement in our head how and when we use a gerund. Number 1, does Katrina like shopping for clothes online? Let's read the two verbs, like shopping. Good. Next, my brother enjoys playing soccer. Enjoys playing. Next, Mrs. Tanaka doesn't mind cleaning the house. Mind cleaning. Number 4, do you prefer staying at, do you prefer, since we're staying at home, that's on my mind. Do you prefer eating at home or in restaurants? What is it? Prefer eating. The next one, I love listening to the birds in the morning. The verb, love listening. Number 6, do you enjoy using social media? What are the verbs? Enjoy using. Number 7, most people don't enjoy paying bills every month. And not enjoy paying. Two verbs, enjoy and the gerund form, because it's a preference. And in this case, not a preference, but it's still choosing. Number 8, Winston dislikes doing English homework. Dislikes doing. ing is the gerund. Number 9, I hate waiting for the bus. Hate waiting. Notice here, it's also waiting for. So prepositions are also very tricky in learning English. And this is kind of like a collocation in that the preposition that you would use is wait for. So it's the little phrase, wait for the bus, wait for the plane, wait for the train, wait for my mother, wait for your father. Okay, the next one. Do you prefer going to bed early or late? The verbs prefer, going, ing, the gerund form. Next, Danny avoids taking, ooh, that's not there. Yeah, oh yes it is. Okay, so Danny avoids taking dance lessons. Avoids taking. Verb ends in E, you're adding a suffix. You're going to take away the suffix and add ing, taking. And the last one, would you mind closing that window? The two verbs, mind closing. This is the gerund, ends in ing. Okay, that finishes section 2. We'll be right back with section 3.